Welcome to the Loving Path Podcast, episode 10. My name is Debbie. This is a podcast about knitting, hand-dyed yarn, simple living, a little bit of homeschooling, and really just living as true to myself as I can. So welcome. It's only been 2 weeks, people. 2 weeks, and I'm here. I'm very impressed with myself. I don't have tons to say today, actually, but I knew that if I didn't record today that I would not get a chance to record for some time. So here I am, and we'll just chat a little bit, and it'll probably still be an hour long, but there you go. So how have you been? We have been ridiculous. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I have been at the theater pretty much like every day. Not now, now we're done. So Isaac's show, The Wizard of Oz, finally finished. It was a March break show at his theater company. And the March break shows are always really long runs. So he had 13 shows in 10 days. And many of those were back-to-back, like double shows in a day. So it opened on Thursday, and then there was no show Friday because earlier that week they'd had their 2 rehearsals, a Sunday and Monday, and then tech on Tuesday, dress on Wednesday, and 2 shows on Thursday. So they took Friday off, and then they had 2 shows Saturday, 2 shows Sunday, Monday off, 2 shows Tuesday, 2 shows Wednesday, Thursday off, a show Friday night, and 2 on Saturday. And it closed Saturday night. And they were so amazing. I just wish you all could have seen them. This was such an incredible cast and an incredible show. Obviously, The Wizard of Oz is classic. We all know it. We all know the music when we hear it. I think you'd be hard-pressed to find someone who has not seen the movie at least once in their life and doesn't know, like, we're off to see the wizard. It was just so good. It was just so good. And I was there every day because I saw it 3 times, but then the other 10 times I was backstage helping. And a lot of parents say, why do you do that? Like, that's so crazy. It's so much work. But for me, Isaac's my only child, and I'm going to be there because he wants me there. And where else would I be? Like, I could just be home sitting knitting, but my heart would be there with him, so I might as well physically be there as well. And secondly, I think it's so important for the kids to have consistency backstage. There are some very quick changes. There's a lot of changes. 34 kids and multiple characters. So while Isaac, his main character was Nico, head of the Flying Monkeys, he was also a cornstalk and a tree and an Aussian. And I feel like there was something else that I'm missing. A tornado dancer. So he was partly responsible for helping to move all the props off the set when the cyclone came. So they all have their little sheer capes, all dressed in their blacks, and they just kind of around the stage with like the stuff to make it look like a cyclone. Oh my god, it was so good. And the whole thing was just so good. And so that's done. And we've been fighting a cold for 3 weeks. We've been sick still. Just kind of mutates and then resurfaces and mutates and resurfaces, and so we need to really sleep and relax, but we just don't seem to have time to do much of that. But now we're okay. Now we're just kind of taking a break for a little bit. He still has piano and homeschool theater and his voice lessons. I think that's it right now. So that's so nice. So he had voice this morning. It's Friday, by the way. Friday, March, I don't know what the date is. Somewhere in the 20s, 22, 23, somewhere like that. Whatever that Friday is, it's that day. And then he really wanted to go visit his grandparents. So my in-laws are amazing. They live 5 minutes from us. And they're not getting any younger. My father-in-law just turned 91, and my mother-in-law is 78. So they were older when they had my husband. I think my father-in-law he turned 50 like 3 months after Fred was born. And you know, we love him so much, and he's so sweet and dear, and we know that he won't be here forever. And so we like to try and spend time there when we can and enjoy him because he's just fabulous. So he's there today, and I came home and thought, I'm going to come home, I'm going to get dyeing done. And it dawned on me I could record a podcast because he's not here, and I don't have to worry about him in the background kind of like chatting. Anyway, so that's what we're doing. So that's been us. It's also kind of been quite cold, so it's supposed to be spring, but it doesn't feel like spring. It feels very chilly, and if you're in Ontario or southwestern Ontario, you know, I mean Canada in general, spring is just a date on the calendar. It doesn't come when the date comes. It's cold until May sometimes. So we are just kind of coping with that. And I don't know. That's it. And then just dyeing tons because I have a lot coming up, which I'll get into in a little while. But lots and lots of things coming up. Yeah. So let's just start with that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Of course, if you're new, thank you for being here and checking me out. I know there are a million podcasts that you could be watching, and if you're here spending your time with me, I appreciate it so much. So thank you. And of course, if you're coming back, thank you as well, because you're the reason I'm here, right? All of you, if you're here, it gives me a reason to show up and record and share with you what I'm doing, and that makes me very happy. So, yay! Welcome. Okay, so moving into things, as you may have guessed, but you probably didn't even think about it to guess, but I'll just tell you. I didn't get any knitting done in those 2 weeks that Isaac had to show. I thought if I had a simple little project, I might be able to work on it a little bit backstage. But really, the kids just require so much. In the beginning, by the end, they're very self-sufficient. And there was one girl on crutches. Poor thing. She's so sweet. I love her. And so she had a bunch of parts. She had to change, and she couldn't because she couldn't put any pressure on her foot. And so I was helping her. But by the end, there was another cast member, and she knew, and she would go to her, and before I could even get there, she was already helping her out of her crow costume into her jitterbug costume, and then out of jitterbug and into her Aussian costume. And it's amazing to watch the kids come together and take care of each other. But I was mostly responsible for helping the scarecrow and the lion because they had very quick changes and very intricate changes. So I didn't really have a lot of time to knit. There was only one time where there were no kids backstage, and that's the scene where I recorded a little bit at the end of the last podcast. If you haven't watched all the way through that, you might watch, and you can hear them sing The Merry Old Land of Oz, and they sound fantastic, and they were fantastic. I promise I won't talk about this show the whole podcast. I'll move on, but it was really so good. And so I didn't have a lot of time to knit is what I'm getting at. So I didn't. 2 weeks I realized I hadn't knit. I think I maybe knit like 3 rows on my, oh, not even, I don't even mean 3 rows, like probably 1 row or not much on my Zweig. So I don't have much knitting to show you, but I do have one finished object, although I didn't knit it. Still, it's worth showing. So a very good friend of mine, Lucy, is a fabulous knitter. Fabulous. And she spins and she does all these amazing things. And she knits like things that I wouldn't think to knit because, I don't know, I feel like I'm not really inside the box in most things in my life, but I feel like the way her mind works, I think she can take things and think, I'll just do this, this, and this and make it something different. And I'm like, oh, I don't know how to do that. Anyway, I found this pattern that I love so much, and I really wanted to use 2 of my yarns as a sample, to knit it up as a sample. And I asked her so kindly if she would do that for me, and she said yeah, because she really wanted to knit it. But then she had to give it away, which is sad for her, but I appreciate it, Lucy, so thank you so much. Oh, I was going to grab the yarn and then I forgot. I'll get it in a second. Anyway, the pattern is Dandelion Fields by Knit Graffiti, as she's known on Instagram. Oh, wait. That's the back side. Isn't that just spectacular in every single way? Oh my goodness. It leaves me breathless and speechless. It is amazing. It's just amazing. The color is getting all weird, and then this is the back. Oh, so the colors I used, why are they not here? And where did they disappear to? I'm gonna go get them. 1 sec. Okay, I'm back. So, the 2 colors that I asked her to use, are Lady Edith, which I know you've seen. Oh, I love this color so much. So it's kind of like pale minty green and then lots of cream with silvery purples and speckles of, oh goodness, brown and a little bit of orange and pink. It's so, so lovely. And then the other one is Avocado Dreams, which is purpley brown with these great, like it's avocado green color. It's just amazing. And I used 4 different colors to make this, so it's super fun to dye because it doesn't look like this in the beginning. And then, you know, I do a couple little things and then suddenly, poof, it like turns into this. And I just, every time it's like magic to me and I just love it. So this was the front color, like the primary color, and this was the contrast color for the back. And oh, they just work so beautifully together. If you want to see a few more close-ups, I posted some on Instagram. Because it's kind of hard to see, because my phone is ridiculous, it won't focus. It's just so lovely. And then the back. I was afraid at one point that maybe you would lose. I don't know, that they would like maybe bleed into each other, or you would lose a bit where like where Lady Edith is darker and this gets lighter, or like where they're really similar in hue, but you don't at all. I don't think so. I just think it's spectacular. And I'm so glad it's mine. Even though I won't wear it. I will keep it as a sample. Maybe. I don't know, this is pretty fantastic. Like, and it's so squishy and soft. So if you're looking for a fabulous 2-color brioche project, this is it. It's got your name all over it, friends. It's just everything to me. And it's everything to me because my dear friend offered to make it for me. Just so thankful and grateful to her for doing that. So that's my finished object. Even though it's not my finished object, it is a finished object. And I will be traveling around with it this summer at all my shows. So if you are local, you might come out and see it for yourself. And maybe say hi to me, because I would love that. Okay, oh my goodness. So great. I'm just going to keep holding it up because it's really just amazing. I just get so, oh hello, that was crazy. I get so giddy about the fact that you can take yarn and make something like that. Like, how is that possible? Who thought that up? Who thought that up? Someone sitting in a cave with some sticks and some, I don't know, like it just blows my mind. It completely blows my mind every time. I'm like, how am I doing this? Who thought that this would be a cool, like, I can't. I just can't. It's amazing. So, that's that. I'll put it down now. Okay, so moving on. My Zweig sweater is coming along, but obviously slower than I'd hoped because of theater. Like, I didn't dye for 2 weeks, and I didn't knit for 2 weeks. It was that all-encompassing. By the time we would get home, we would just be like, oh, I need to sleep. I'm so tired. Except for Isaac. He was running around like a chicken with his head cut off. Like, oh, I'm not tired. I'm not tired. It's midnight. I'm like, dude, I'm falling asleep. Go to bed. Because then we have another show tomorrow. So we have to get up, get ourselves ready, get to the theater an hour before, an hour and a half usually, because I was always backstage, so I have to be there for call time for the kids who are mic'd. And to keep, you know, keep everything under control. And it was just nuts. It was just nuts. And we ate at the market, because the theater's at the Covent Garden Market in London if you're from here. And so it's beautiful. They have like, it's upstairs, and then downstairs is like all the market stores. You've got produce, and you've got restaurants, and like just flower shops, and a health food store. That's what I'm trying to say. I was giving you the name of it, which doesn't matter to you because you probably don't know if you're not from here. But a health food store, and a sushi restaurant, and butcher. Like, it's just a cheese shop, which I love. Amazing. It's amazing. So, we had no time to sit in it, sadly. So sad. But I made some progress. I'm doing the lace. On the last row of the lace, actually. And then you work some more black, and then there's a bit more of the yellow that will come in like those stripes, and then you move on to the body. So I know that this likely won't be done in time for my trunk show, which I was hoping. There's just no way, especially with dyeing all day, every day. I have very little knitting time. I'm trying to crawl into bed early at night and watch some podcasts and knit. But last night I crawled into bed and I had no time to knit. I had to prep yarn for today because I knew Isaac would be gone, and I needed to get ready. I find that if I don't have my yarn prepped the night before, then I get nothing done in the day. I'm a weird person in that way. A little ADHD, actually, I think is what it is. And I didn't know that before, but now I'm thinking, it's like a wall goes up and I just can't move past it. So I need everything written down, and I need a plan, and I need all this, like, to put things into small chunks instead of picturing, I think of the big picture and I'm like, and I freeze and I get paralyzed. I break everything down into small little bits so that I can actually accomplish things. And it's working, but I'm just realizing that now. Like, in my midlife. What? Why didn't anyone tell me this before? Because nobody knew that I was likely ADHD. I don't know. Maybe I'm not, but I have a lot of those traits if I'm not. And that helps me. So yeah. So here we go. It's so pretty. If this would stop rolling up so you could see it. I feel like I maybe have made a few mistakes. I don't know. Every now and then I'll get to a spot and I'm like, oh, there should be a stitch. I just fudge it and it's been fine. Because I'm knitting, like, it's pretty involved, right? You've got, like, it's a 12 stitch repeat, the lace. And if you miss a yarn over or something, then you have less stitches. You get there, you're like, there's no stitch here for me to knit. And you know, because the stitch that is there is, you know, a different stitch than what they're telling you to knit. So it might be saying purl, but it's a knit stitch that's there, so you're like, I don't purl that. Like, you know, you don't, it's intuitive. I find it very intuitive. Each row, once you get the hang of what the repeat's like, it's very intuitive. But yeah, you get there, you're like, oh, that's not there, so make a little yarn over on the fly. But then Isaac would be like, oh, can you, and you're putting it down and it was like that whole, like, little interaction that we just had there. That's how I felt knitting this. Like, you have to give all your attention to it, otherwise you feel like you're, like, all over the place. But it's a fun knit. Like, I'm thoroughly enjoying this. So, I'll be interested to see it blocked out, see what it looks like. Oh yeah, like, see that? I feel like that is supposed to extend up, and it doesn't. I don't know. Yeah, something weird there. Oh no. Oh no, I was looking at the wrong thing. Yeah, I don't know, maybe it's fine. Like, I've knit a lot of lace in my life, and so I'm pretty good at fudging it. And nobody will likely know but me. It's not like it's like you're off one stitch everywhere, so nothing's lining up. Everything's lining up. I don't know. In my head, I just thought, whoa, I think I've screwed something up. But isn't it great? Oh, those colors. So, the colors. This is my Soul Sock base, which is 80/20 superwash merino nylon. And the black is Simon for my kitty cat. You may have seen him if you've watched before. And the yellow color is Lallybrock. I love it so much. I can't wait to wear it. Anyway, so it's coming along slower than I'd like. My other two sweaters, Breton and my Vasa tee, I haven't touched. I have not had time. So they'll get done when they get done. It's just life, people. It's just life. I sometimes watch podcasts and I'm like, how are you getting so many things done? Is that your job to knit? You just sit there all day long and knit? Because I don't have that kind of time. I homeschool my son and dive full time in my kitchen. And I just don't have time to knit as much as I would like. But slowly but surely. And then I do have to cast something else on because, as I mentioned last time, I was invited by Amy of Noble Character Crafts. I think that's right. I have to double check. Did I say that wrong? No, I didn't. I was like, oh, maybe I said that wrong. She invited me to partake in her, I don't know if it's just her, if I don't know who organized it. I think it was her. Oh goodness, my brain today. Sorry guys. The 2018 collaboration Afghan, which is being knit by 48 indie dyers, and then all the squares. So I'm knitting a square. All the squares are then being sent to Amy, and she's going to put them together into a huge Afghan that is going to make its way to Rhinebeck in October, and I think there will be a chance for you to win it if you're there. So, oh my god, how amazing would that be? I think it's so amazing. So I think you can follow the hashtag 2018 collaboration Afghan if you're interested in seeing what people are making and what dyers are involved. I got a list of them, but I'm not going to read them all out to you. But there's lots of people that you would know, maybe some that you don't know. There are certainly some that I don't know, but there are many that I do. So it's very fun to be a part of that group. I feel so honored and flattered that Amy asked me to do that. So this is the colorway that I'm going to use. Now this is a little bit of a hybrid of my Loving Path. It's supposed to be the Loving Path, but I kind of over-speckled it a bit. Sometimes I get a little carried away with this colorway particularly. It's one of my favorites and it's my signature colorway. And sometimes I think, oh, it's just not enough speckles, not enough speckles. And then I take it out, I'm like, whoa, that was crazy. But this one's so pretty. It has, so it's a little more purple than normal. I mean, it does have a silvery purple undertone, like base normally. But this one has a little bit more because I think so many of the speckles just bled. Oh my goodness, though, but it's so pretty. So this is the colorway I will be using for my square. And I'm going to start that tonight. Matches my shirt. I think I'm using it because I really want to keep this for myself. And so I know I'll have lots left over to make myself some socks or something fun with the leftover. My Vasity is also with the Loving Path, and I feel like it's in this bag right here. Don't mind the noise. I think it's in here. No, this is Breton. I don't know. It's somewhere else. I have stuff everywhere, people. It is, if you could see around me, disaster. It's a disaster. So this is my Loving Path, the silvery purple one. Both of those, like that was the lighter one and that's a darker one. So they never really come out exactly the same because of how I make it. It's a little fiddly, and the different quantities of dye that I put in can't just be measured with like a leveled spoon. It's less than that, so I just kind of guess, and so every time they're a little bit different. But that's okay, it keeps it fun. They're never that different. Like this one has, the lighter one here has a lot more orange in it, which is more like this one. This one's just gonna be more speckly. Oh my god, I love it so much. So I'm excited to do that. I'm gonna cast that on tonight and ship that off to Amy, like next week. So it's coming, Amy. You'll get it soon because it's supposed to be there for me first. And I'm like, time's a ticking. I need to get that done. So that's my future knitting. And really, obviously, that's all my future knitting because I have like a billion sweaters, fingering weight sweaters on my needles. But I will show you this when it's done. If for some reason I don't podcast before I ship it, I will just take some pictures and put them up for you. And it'll be on Instagram, of course. Okay, moving on to acquisitions because, oh my goodness, you may recall last time when I was really distracted. It's because there was a huge box of Fibre share sitting here and I needed to get to open it. So I left you and I went and opened it and I recorded that, which I still have to just compress and upload to my channel because I think that would be fun for people to watch, particularly for my Fibre share friend Lena. I really want her to see it because she's like, I want to be there with you when you open it. Like, I'll record myself. So Isaac and I did it together. I just haven't had a chance to sit down and just deal with that yet. But the Fibre share package was incredible. Fibre people are the best people ever. And sometimes you're lucky to find somebody that you really connect with. And I feel like I've done that with all of mine. So this is my second time participating. The first time, the person who sent to me, Althea, was amazing and sent me a gorgeous, gorgeous package, which I loved. And her and I had so much in common. And I sent to Connie, who is Chili Knits, on Instagram, and that's her business. And her and I, we're like, and we Skyped like every couple of days and talk every single day. And it's been amazing. And her and I had so much in common, and we chuckled when we were talking, when we were Skyping, I think the first time. And it was like, you know, neither of us put all this information on our form. And then we laughed because we just has so many shared experiences. And it's like, you don't share that stuff, you're sharing Fibre stuff, but other stuff was also very much, like so much. And I've found the same thing with both my partners this time around. Maria, who I am sending to, is in Denmark. She's from Norway, but she lives in Denmark. And she's so lovely. She's such an amazing person in all the ways that I can't tell you. But Maria, if you're watching, you know that I know, and you know why I'm saying that. She's beautiful in all the ways. So, I'm gonna cry now. Okay, I'm not gonna cry. I'm just really snotty from my cold. She's amazing. And so, she's got her package, but I sent it to her Nana in Norway. So it's she hasn't got it yet. And then my friend who sent to me, Lena, is another amazing human being. And her and I are like this. And we just have so much in common, and we talk every single day, and it's like, I miss you too. It's just amazing how you can, you know, a month ago not know somebody, and then suddenly they're like in your life, right? Not just like, oh, thanks for the package, that was lovely, but they're in your life, and you couldn't imagine your life without them. Yeah, that's my Fibre share people. So when this package came, I knew it was going to be extraordinary, because as I mentioned, she asked me all the right questions. Like, not even right questions, just asked me all the questions that you would ask somebody if you want to send them the perfect package. And everything came like wrapped with like little notes. Get your yarn wish granted, because she stalked Instagram and like noticed some things that I was wanting and just sent them to me. This package was above and beyond anything I've ever received. So I'm going to just go through it quickly. First of all, she made me this bag. What? She sews like crazy, makes herself dresses and skirts and beautiful tops and everything. And she wanted to send me something that also, so you can see, it's supposed to be a dog. Knitting. And she's like, I wanted to send you something that was also defined her a little bit. And she picked out a fabric that she thought did that. And I was like, this to me looks exactly like her. Like, I got it. I'm like, oh my god, it's Lena. So she did an amazing job. And look, everything was attached with these awesome little tags. Like, so cute. Gradients are so hot right now. And from my stash, and read me, where that is, that's not where it should be. Anyway, okay, so I'm just gonna go through because she sent me a beautiful letter, and it like outlined everything that I had to open in the order I had to open it and why she sent it, which is funny because that's exactly what I do when I send a Fibre share package. So again, we're just linked in the brain. So she sent me these beautiful crackers that I have not opened yet. And I can't read it because I'm not Swedish. I don't read Swedish, but they're oregano crackers. I make that much out. And I love crackers. Okay. Oh my goodness. It's a little pin. It's a ball of yarn with ears, and the little needles going through it are meant to be whiskers. I haven't even put it on my thing yet. I need to put it on my Notions pouch. I love that. I love it all. I love it all. Drink me. She sent me, it's right here. Because I had a cup. That's what I'm drinking. Is this beautiful black tea that came from a tea house near her. And it's from India. It's a beautiful full bag of loose leaf. And it's really good. And I'm drinking it right now. But it's just about cold. We have a wall right here that divides, it's a kind of half up, that divides our little dining room from our kitchen. I just kind of reach over. Okay, goodness me. So she sent me this beautiful little gradient set of yarns from people that she knew, I guess. Like, some of them are friends of hers, some of them are, like, dyers that are well known there. I didn't know any of them except for Cosmic Strains I'd heard of, and that was it. And this is her own that she hand dyed, one of the first things she dyed. She's not a dyer, but, you know, when you experiment and play around, everyone is doing that. And, oh, it's coming out really blue there, but it's not. It's like, it's bluey green, but it's more green than blue. Like, that looks like turquoise, and it's not. It's green. It's my favorite one. On the video, as I opened it, I said, oh, this is my favorite. I didn't know it was hers. And then she's like, the one I dyed was this. And I'm like, that was my favorite one. Amazing. Okay. Because she pays attention, she knows that I love washi tape. She sent me 3 rolls of washi tape. So cute. I love washi tape. It's an addiction. I'm not buying yarn, but I'm still buying crazy amounts of washi tape, people. It's gotta stop. She sent Isaac a Swedish chocolate bar, and he's like over the moon excited. I know you're probably thinking, Lena, that why haven't you eaten that yet? It's just because we've been sick and we try not to eat any sugar when we're sick because it just creates more mucus for all of us. So he's holding off on that until he's better, which is really smart. Oh, she made this little bag, and inside were some gorgeous vintage buttons that look just like little balls of yarn. I know you won't focus. No. Anyway, trust me that they look like little balls of yarn. They do. And they're so cute. And I don't sew, but my husband does. So I might make him make me something and put those buttons on it. Okay, what else? Little pastels, which I love. Oh. Now I forgot they were in there. Now I want one. I'm saving the yarn to last. Can you tell? What else? Oh. This was on my Get Your Yarn Wish Granted. And she saw. These scissors are so sweet. Oh my goodness, they're so cute. Love those. So special. Okay. This came from Flora Yarns, which I think she said is a friend of hers who's been dyeing yarn. And this is really pretty. Also, it matches my shirt. So this will probably be my first cast on from my Fibre share. I'm going to make some socks with it. It is a 25 BFL 25 nylon, 365 meters, 100 grams. And then she sent me this awesome sock blank from Fru Valborg, who is a Swedish dyer, to go with it, which is like a dark charcoal. I can just picture those in my head, and I love them so much already. So that came together with a little tag that said, make yourself some socks. And I will. This was super cool. This came from Pearl Soho. That light. This is a color her and I both love. It's fairly close, but it's a little bit darker than that. Not quite as bright. And it's mulberry silk. Oh, mulberry merino. So mulberry silk and extra fine merino. And the story with this was that she'd ordered it with some other skeins, and it came from Soho, New York, all the way to her in Sweden, and then she came back to me. So it's been across the Atlantic twice. It's pretty cool. And I love those colors. Oh my god, I forgot. I forgot about all this stuff. Something I've been dying to try is Pickles. Pickles Pure Wool. I love rustic yarn, as I've mentioned 1,000 times here. Just makes me so, so happy. And we are going to make matching mittens. Colorwork mittens. This beautiful yarn. Oh, it's beautiful rusty orange and gray. The rusticness makes me so happy. Everyone's like, it's picky. I'm like, oh, give me more pick. I love it. So there's those. It's so amazing. And then chocolate, because, you know, I don't know what it says. Lena, what does it say? It's 56%. 56% chocolate. But I don't love flavored chocolates. I think it's just, I don't think there's anything else in it. can't tell. Really nice. I haven't opened it yet either because sickness. And then she sent me these, which I think Holst Super Soft, I think is what she said. This is like a full skein. These are all wrapped in this one. That's a full skein. And then these little mini skeins. Not minis, but like, they're from her stash. So these were just like partially used. And then I can make something color work out of those. Aren't those amazing? I love them. I'm such a loser. I'm sorry. What else is in here? Oh yeah, another pin. She knows I love theater. You won't be able to read that. I don't think it'll ever focus. If I sat here long enough, it would. Nope. Never. So it says, love is a smoke made with the fume of sighs. This is from Romeo and Juliet. And she knows we love theater, so that was perfect. And then where'd the other thing go? Did I move it somewhere? Oh, it's right here. We talked a lot about books and what we love to read, and if we like autobiographies and whatnot. Yes. So she sent me this, which I am dying to read. And I started a new book the other night. I'd already read the first few chapters. I got it for Christmas. It came to Isaac and I for Christmas from me, but via someone else. Well, that's a long story. If you watch the podcast, the Vlogmas, you'll maybe know what I'm talking about. Anyway, this will be next on my list. Oh, I love the Lake District. Was there when I was 18 and it's just amazing. So there's that, which was amazing. And then this, just like an old letter block, a printing letter block. D for Debbie. She's like, I didn't, and I was like, how much I loved it. I have other printer blocks. She's like, I didn't know you loved them too, but I should have guessed because, hello, we're the same person. And then, this is amazing. Ah! This is like, oh, I was gonna say it's the crown and glory. Not really, they're all amazing. If you could feel this, you'll know why I'm saying that. So I've been to Ginger Twist Studios in Edinburgh before, last January. And I have my own skeins down here somewhere of her yarn. I've showed them to you before, I think. And this is her DK Mash and Mayhem in Muddy Sunshine. And it is 75 BFL, 25% British Masham. It feels like heaven. I don't know what to make with this. I feel like maybe a hat. I'm not so sure that color on my head is fabulous, but I don't even care. With a white pom-pom, how cool would that be? It's so nice. Oh my god, I love it so much. I love it so much. So she had, the story behind this, is she had a friend go to England, or a friend was in England, and was going to be at a trunk show that Jess of Ginger Twist Studios was at. And she asked her if she would get me this. So it came from London. It's all just amazing. And then, where's the... I keep thinking that's it. I'm afraid I'm going to miss something, and I probably am. This... first of all those cuties. A little collection of 4 patterns by Swedish designers curated for you by me. Who does that? What? So then she didn't want to just send them to me because that would kind of spoil the surprise. So she contacted each designer and had them create a download code for me. And I'm realizing that one of them is coming up and I have to download it because I have not had time. I'm going to do this right after I hit stop on the record. Yeah. And so I've got 4 patterns as well. Like, I feel like that's maybe all, but there's I'm probably missing something. It was incredible. It was an incredible package. Oh, there are these 2 little balls in there too. I'm not quite sure why they were there. I forget. She probably told me, but now I don't remember. It came in this little bag, sewing bag, and a beautiful postcard. Anyway, it was all beyond fabulous. Beyond fabulous. If I'm missing something, I'm sorry. But, like, that wasn't enough. Oh my god. So, I feel so lucky to have met her and to have this shared love of Fibre with her, but also, like, I don't know, Fibre is not the main thing for me. It's the friendships. And a lot of people don't put that work in to make a friendship. They're just like, oh yeah. Like, I know some people who said that they haven't even heard from their partner, and then they finally contacted them and they're like, oh, I've already shipped it. But how do you know the person? How do you know what they'll like? So some people are maybe just doing it for, like, some free Fibre. I don't know. But the friendships that I've made are just, that's the ticket for me. That's worth the $7 US. Is then you make a friendship for life, you know? Hopefully for life. But I think in the case of mine, they're all can be for life. Because I love them all. So lucky. So now my table's covered in yarn and pins and crackers and chocolate. Oh my goodness. I need some cold tea. Amazing. So I know I've said thank you a billion times, Lena, but you're my heart. Thank you so much. Amazing. Okay. Moving on. Okay, well, I said it would be really short, but we're at 43 minutes. I can't stop talking. That took a long time. Shop update. No shop update until April 18th because I have a trunk show in Oakville at Spun Fibre Arts on April 14th, which is a Saturday. If you are local, please come visit me and say hi. I would love, love, love to meet you. That would be amazing. And having said that, I'm not updating my shop, but I will have little pop-ups on Instagram. So I did one the other day that went really fast. So I might just find some things that I'm like, let's put this up and just, you know, that's how I'm going to do it. If somebody wants it, I'll take a picture and post it in Etsy, but I'm not going to do the whole photography thing and like put listings up because it's just so much work right now. But I will do some pop-ups here and there. So if you're interested in anything that you see here or on Instagram, just message me there and say, you know what, you posted this picture, I really love that. I'm interested. I am happy to list that for you and send it out. I'm just not going to do it formally because I just don't have the time, friends. Like, it's just been so crazy. I'm one person dyeing so much yarn every day and trying to do all these shows. And I have to have enough stock. So I'm just going to keep it aside and list things if they're wanted. What else? Also regarding my shop pins, my enamel pins. That's my pin. And they're on Instagram. Oh my goodness. They are on Etsy right now. And you can get those until March 31st. March 31st at midnight-ish, maybe a little bit before, they're coming down. So if you want one before they come down, now's the time to get one. You've got like another week and a bit. Week and a day. Let's see what else. That's just really about it, I think. The Cal closes March 31st. So, drawer full of sweaters. Is it drawer full? Now I can't remember. I don't even know my own Cal hashtag. What's wrong with me? Oh look, I don't even have it in my stuff. Really? I'm sorry, just don't mind me for 2 seconds. I feel like it's not drawer full of sweaters. I think it's just drawer of sweaters. Anyway, my Cal. I'll put the hashtag down below. Sorry, I'm so unprofessional. Don't even know. It closes March 31st, so you have until March 31st to get your finished objects into the finished object thread in the Ravelry group, which you can find if you just search The Loving Path under groups. And there's already about 17 sweaters in there. Oh my goodness, I'm so impressed and in awe of all your handicraftiness, handiwork. It's amazing. It's so amazing. So if you, like, you've got another week. So if you've got something that you're trying to finish, get it in there and we will have some prizes. And those will go out. I'll announce it on the next podcast. So I know last time I said the next podcast, but that's because I didn't think I would record before April 1st, but I am, so the next podcast. For sure I won't record before next week. So it'll be in the next podcast. I will announce all that. And I wish you all the best of luck. Oh my goodness. Some of you have 2 sweaters in there. Are you machines? It's insane. I'm like, I can't even get a row done in 2 weeks, and you've got 2 sweaters pumped out in like 3 weeks or 3 months. It's amazing. So go check that out. And then I think lastly, like I said, I've just got a few shows coming up. If you want to catch up with me and see me and my yarn in person, Spun Fibre Arts in Oakville on April 14th. Merry Makers here in London at the Covent Garden Market on May 6th. That's a Sunday. Gathering on the Green on Saturday, June 2nd, which is here in Wortley Village in London. And the Kawartha Yarn and Fibre Festival, which is, I think, its first year, in Fenelon Falls, Ontario, which is in the Kawartha Lake District. So that will be really cool. If you are up in that part of Ontario, totally come and say hello. That's on June 9th, Saturday, June 9th. And there's a whole bunch more that I've signed up for, that I am part of, coming later in the summer and into the early fall. But I will tell you those as we get closer to those dates. Woo. Okay, with that, I better go check the yarn I have on the stove. I have yarn on the stove and yarn in the oven and yarn everywhere. Trying to get it all dyed up to build up the stocks for all these shows. But if you want to follow me on social media, you can. I am The Loving Path on Ravelry and on Etsy, and The Loving Path Yarn on Instagram. Please come say hello. I try to get back to everybody if you say hello. Sometimes messages come in like a lot at once, so it may take me a little bit, but I'm always there and I'm always happy to hear from you. And with that, I think I'll just say goodbye, because what else is there to say? I feel like there's nothing else to say. And then there will be, oh, you know, I'm so tired, people. I'm so tired. A quick little thing before you go. I wanted to just talk about my Ode to Musical Theatre Club. Subscriptions for March have closed. And if you've been following along, you kind of know how it works. You get 6 20-gram mini skeins of yarn, and they're all inspired by songs from whatever the musical is that month. And this month's musical, March's musical, is The Sound of Music. So while all the skeins are a surprise, one is not. So 5 are a surprise and 1 you get to see. And the one that you get to see, I also put in the shop as a full skein, and that is this one. And that is 16 going on 17. And it will be, well, you can have this now. Like, I mean, if you're interested, right, you just have to DM me. But I will try and pop it in the shop this weekend so that the full skeins are there. Now that the subscription or the club has, now that I've taken the club down, I will try and have these. I should put these up in the shop. So pretty, so pretty. And yeah, that's it. And then I've got, like, because I haven't had any time to dye, all I have are these 2 skeins to show you. So I showed you my sweater is knit with Simon, and that's on my Soul Sock. This is Simon on singles. Really nice. Look at, there he is right there. Although it's not really him, but it's kind of like him. And then I have Bewitched, which is new on singles. I've had it on Soul Sock before, but not on singles. And I just thought Simon and Bewitched look really nice together. If you like a nice dark kind of moody type of shawl. Anyway, I just want to show you those real quickly. Again, nothing's in the shop, so there's no pressure, but if you want something or you like something, I just like to show you what I've been working on, because that is inspiring for me to share with you what I've been doing as well. Okay, now I'm gonna really say goodbye. Have a fabulous couple of weeks. I will be back here, I guess, the first week of April at some point. Try not to go 3 weeks, but it may not be before my trunk show, which is the 14th, which will be 3 weeks. So we'll just see how it goes. But I hope that you have so much fun making your way into spring and knitting all the things. And I will talk to you super duper soon. Happy knitting. Bye.